the leadoff fall from Bauza. And this is their fifth and final competitor. And it is an incredible bar routine. Emily Mullenhopt, junior from Castle Rock, Colorado, has a 9.975 career high, went 9.925 last week at UCLA. First team all-conference last season on bars. Look at that exquisite line, beautiful form, height on that. What I like most is her arms are straight on her casts, straight throughout, so clean. Fantastic bar routine from Emily Mullenhopt. Her club coach, current U.S. team national coordinator Tom Forster, Colorado Aerials, her club known for exquisite bars. And the final Husky on vault, Geneva Thompson, as I mentioned, has been battling a calf strain, so has not had a ton of numbers on vault as well. Let's see how she does on this layout full. Wow, fantastic height, beautiful vault, just that small hop back. Roberson went 9.8, so great to see that nice vault from Geneva to close out their rotation. She did not vault at Michigan, so the last time she competed that vault was at NCAA Regionals when she went 9.9. So obviously, Elise Ray-Stats and vault coach Chad Weist very excited to have her back in the lineup, and she goes 9.825. Mullenhopt ties her season high with a 9.925, very well deserved. Not gonna get on my soapbox too much about scoring, but put her in another Leo, and I guarantee you that's a 10 in many other arenas around college gymnastics. Regardless, exciting to see a gymnast hit her routine so well, especially on a depleted event for her team. So Broncos start with a 48.575. They had to count that fall. And the Huskies should end up, I think, at 48.925 for their vault event, just waiting for the live scores to come through. Yeah, 48.9 for the Huskies on vault. Hold about a 3 1/4 lead over Boise going into their second rotation. Quick score rundown. Hoffa led off with a 9.7, followed by 9.7 for Madison Kopiak. 9.875 rotation leading score from sophomore Mara Cunningham. 9.675 from Allie Smith. Huskies were able to drop that one. And then 9.8 from Ebony Roberson and 9.825 for Geneva Thompson. So for the Broncos over on bars, Bauza led off with that 9.2. Tatum Bruden, 9.775. Hope Masiato, 9.85. Maddie Nielsen, 9.825. And Emily Mullenhopt, 9.925 for a 48.575. All right, quick rundown of the lineups here as we move to the second rotation for the Broncos on vault. Izzy Amato, their senior, will lead off, followed by Maddie Nielsen, Hope Maciato, Gabby Bauza, Sammy Smith, and then Tatum Bruden will be in the anchor spot. Huskies on bars will be led off by senior Michaela Nelson in her sole event for the night. Maya Washington in her first of 3 events, followed by Brenna Brooks, her first of 3 events. Geneva Thompson, Ebony Roberson, and an anchor is Madison Kopiak. Megan Rutan will be in the exhibition spot. Huskies went 49.05 at Michigan on bars, ranked 16th. Broncos over on vault went 48.6 in their opener at UCLA. Sort of glossed over the coaches in the before the meet started. For the Broncos, head coach Tina Bird in her 30th season with the Broncos, but her first as the solo head coach. She was the co-head coach with Neil Resnick for 12 seasons. Hattie Resnick is the assistant in her 13th season, and Ivan Alexov is in his first few weeks as the coach for the Broncos. So we will lead off, as I mentioned, with Izzy Amato, senior for Panama City, Panama, competed for Excalibur. Nice Chinko full, lacks a little bit of amplitude, but very nice form. She went 9.625 last week at UCLA. And here is the solo routine for Michaela Nelson, senior out of Maryland, competed for Hills Gymnastics, same as her coach, Elise Ray. Really nice lines on bars. Big straddled Jaeger right to the overshoot. It's really deliberate twisting there into her double tuck, and just can't quite hang on to the landing. Chest down on that double tuck. A very nice lead off. As I mentioned, she had surgery on her meniscus back in December, so very impressive for her to be landing as she just did. This is Maddie Nilsson with her Yurchenko full. Nice and clean. A junior from Las Vegas. Amato led off with a 9.725. Looks like Michaela Nelson will get a 9.775. Maya Washington next up on bars for the Huskies. Senior who went 9.775 in the leadoff spot at Michigan last week. Out of San Jose, California. Has a 9.9 career high. Bread and butter of her routine is right here. Beautiful free hip hand. Love the way she does this Ginger. Right to the overshoot. Snaps that handstand. There's her full in. Very nicely done. Just a small hop. Great routine for Maya Washington. She's excited about that. Hope Maciato next. Solid vault for the sophomore out of Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. Has a 9.8 career high. Maddie Nielsen went 9.7. Great job, Maya Washington, 9.875. Brenna Brooks is next for the Huskies, sophomore out of Allen, Texas, competed for WOGA. She went 9.8 at Michigan last week. A lot of college bar routines follow the same pattern. She will do a unique combination here right out of her Shaposhnikova. Goes up to a free-up handstand, really difficult, right down to the bail handstand, has really improved that from her freshman season. A little shy on that handstand, but wow, finishes that blindfold right on top and sticks the landing. Nice job for Brenna Brooks. Gabby Boza next up on vault. Was the top vaulter for the Broncos at UCLA last week. Wow, great height on that vault. Beautifully done. Was a little bit close to the table, but that would be the only critique I saw aside from that hop. Really nicely done for the junior. Brenna Brooks, 9.85, ties her career high. Geneva Thompson will be next. Went 9.75 at Michigan last week in her one routine. She's a junior, local product from Puyallup, Washington. Straddle Jaeger. Oh, wow. Saves that handstand. It'll be a pretty sizable deduction, but she went over on that, did that exact same thing in the one-touch warm-up. Nice to see her pull it back over. Does a nice full in, great stick. Good comeback from that arched handstand. This is Sammy Smith. Very powerful Yurchenko full. Sammy's a local product, sophomore from Auburn, Washington. Went 9.75 at UCLA. Next Husky, Ebony Roberson. Looks like Geneva will go 9.775. Evanita Senior, also out of Puyallup. Right off the top here, cow hop, piked Jaeger, overshoot, nicely done. Her routine is over in the blink of an eye, just a double layout dismount. Beautifully done, just those 2 steps there. You want to see her, even if you have to take 1 step, the controlled landing is so important in college gymnastics. Went 9.8 at Michigan, should be close to that as we move over to Tatum Bruden. Final vaulter. Very clean, nicely done for Tatum Bruden, the junior out of Peoria, Arizona. Went 9.8 at UCLA. Catching up on a few scores for the Broncos. Sammy Smith went 9.55, Bauza 9-8. Maciado 9-8-2-5, leading the Broncos so far. And in the leadoff, or excuse me, in the anchor for the Huskies, senior Madison Kopiak, top returning bar worker for the Huskies. A new dismount this season. Will be throwing a beautiful double layout. Went 9.875 at Michigan, tied for the title last week. Right off the bat. Her routine is identical to Ebony Roberson's. Does that Pike Jaeger to overshoot. Excited to see this double layout in person. Beautifully done, perfect stick, legs together. Great routine for Madison Kopiak. She is such a skilled bar worker, has done a different routine in each of her 4 years as a Husky. Did a huge church before, then learned a Pike Jaeger. Is just a really excellent bar worker, and great to see her put the exclamation point on this routine with that perfectly stuck double layout. Hard to find a lot to deduct in that routine. Ebony went 9-8. As we await an exhibition from Megan Rutan, and it looks like they give Kopiak a 9.85. Boise done on the vault, getting warmed up on floor, and this is Megan Rutan in exhibition here, sophomore out of Calgary. Went to the same club as Madison Kopiak. Nice handstand position. Woo! Catches her right foot on that Tkachev, but keeps on swinging. A little bit of wonky body position on that blind full. Last week she went 8-9 in the exhibition spot, so working through the kinks as she does her toe front dismount. Does a good job there of powering through the issue on her Tkachev. Didn't even break form. Good to work on the depth for the sophomore. She was a international elite competitor for Team Canada from 2012 to 2017. Really excels on beam, where you will see her in the third rotation. So Huskies go 49-1-5 on bars. High score there, the 9.875 from Maya Washington, followed by 9.85s from Brenna Brooks and Madison Kopiak, 9.8 from Emily Robertson, and 9.775s from Michaela Nelson and Geneva Thompson. Broncos over on vault, 48.825, led by 9.825 from Hope Maciado, 9.8 from Gabrielle Bauza, 9.775 from Tatum Bruden, 9.725 from Isabel Amato, and a 9.7 from Maddie Nilsson. Dropped the score of a 9.55 from Sammy Smith. So in rotation 3, Boise moves over to the floor, Huskies over to beam. First 2 rotations always fly in college gymnastics on the quick events of vault and bars, and then we've got some time on the third rotation of beam and floor. So I mentioned Huskies beam rotation, pretty brutally scored at Michigan last week. didn't have, they weren't flawless. It was the first week of the season, and they were without their beam coach. Elise Ray Stats is their beam coach. She is known, obviously, she was a 2000 Olympian, such a phenomenal gymnast herself, but is an exceptional beam coach. And so I look forward to how the Huskies respond being at home with their beam coach. So as I mentioned, Elise Ray Stats and her husband expecting their second child within the next few weeks. I asked what her plans were, and they're just going to sort of take it as it comes. She understands that it's not something, if you make a plan, it doesn't always work out. So she's just going to take it as it comes. Bailey Rowe is their volunteer assistant coach. You may know that name, a phenomenal gymnast at the University of Utah, local product from the Seattle area. She will be taking over as beam coach in Elise's stead. She also is the floor choreographer. Elise said she has such incredible confidence in their assistant coaches, Chad Weiss, who does vault and floor, Ralph Rosa, who does bars. She also has such phenomenal team captains. As I mentioned off the top, the seniors make up such an important part of this lineup and know how to do it. So, but regardless, quite a challenge for Elise and for her team to prepare for her maternity leave. So for Boise over on floor, Patty Resnick, known for years, she and her husband Neil, the former head coach, proprietors of Flips Gymnastics in Reno before they left for Boise. Her choreography, very well known and liked, has done choreography and training for the national team. Boise had some falls at UCLA. They went 48-4 last week. They will be led off by Maddie Nielsen, followed by Sammy Smith, Adriana Pop, Erin Elkabachi, Izzy Amato, and then Tatum Bruden will be in the anchor spot. Huskies over on beam. They just went 48-3-7-5 at Michigan, so lots of room for improvement there. They will be led off by Brenna Brooks, followed by Megan Rutan, then Maya Washington, Hannah Vandenkolk, Madison Kopiak, and Ebony Roberson. Vandenkolk, in her first routine as a Husky, she is a sophomore who redshirted last season, who was recovering from a stress fracture in her back. So impressive to see her even make it into the lineup. She went 9-8, was the team leader, and was voted the Pac-12 Coaches Award, which is a new award that the Pac-12 coaches are voting on for someone who made a unique contribution to their team that week. So excited to see Hannah Vandenkolk in her Alaska Airlines Arena debut. And then, those three seniors in that lineup. Megan Rutan, again, has a really impressive flight series, great difficulty, has worked really hard to get into the Husky beam lineup. So through two, Huskies have about a 6.5-tenth lead over Boise. Haven't mentioned it yet. Most significant change in college gymnastics each year. They reevaluate the rules. This year, the start value for the gymnasts used to be out of a 9.5, which meant they had to earn 5/10 of bonus to reach a 10.0 start value. Now it was reduced to a 9.4. So the gymnasts, I talked to Coach Ray Stats about their tactics to getting up to that 10. She said they had, like a lot of teams do, have extra bonus sort of in the tank. And so it wasn't that challenging to get up there, especially on beam. They added a 10th of bonus for a round off 1.5 layout dismount. Brenna did have to add some things to her routine. She does a gainer full, very solid front toss, back handspring series there. So she added a beat jump out of her front aerial. She'll see after this leap series, solid. She was 9.6 in the lead off at Michigan. Front aerial, right to the beat jump, beautifully done. So clean so far. And there's her gainer full. Nice stick, great lead off from Brenna Brooks. Here we see Maddie Nilsson in her third routine of the night. Very clean double pike to start. Went 9.65 at UCLA. Maddie is a chemistry and pre-med major at Boise State, wants to go to medical school. Nice high 1.5 front layout connection. Final pass, front handspring Rudy, very clean. Nice lead off. Nilsson goes 3 for 3. Solid night for her. Brenna Brooks led off with a 9.775. And here we have Megan Rutan. Super difficult series right here. Side aerial, layout step out, and she's off. Really, really difficult series that's worth 4/10. 2 D moves in a row. And unfortunately, we'll take a 5/10 deduction for that fall. Like to see a little bit more extension in the back leg on those leaps. Her dismount, round off 1.5. Beautiful dismount. Tough break for Megan Rutan. Sammy Smith up next for Boise. And her second routine of the night, sophomore out of Auburn, Washington, competed for Auburn Gymnastics. Looks like we've got a judges conference on the floor from Maddie Nelson's performance. Sammy is a pre-business major at Boise, youngest of 5 children. One of 2 Broncos under the 5-foot mark at 4'10". Looks like we finally got Maddie Nielsen's score posted, 9.625. I see a 9.9 start value from the head judge and a 10 from the second, so that could have been the disparity. Ooh, she's out of bounds on that double pike. Solid double tack, very nice landing. Little shy on that straddle full. One and a half, front layout. Nice finish after the few little steps on that first pass from Sammy Smith. Maya Washington next up on beam for the Huskies. She's one as well. It had to tweak her routine a little bit to get that extra 10th of bonus. Has a few different ways to get there depending on how she does on different skills. Ooh, and bobble there on the layout, step out. Bobble on that side aerial. So is supposed to do a jump out of that to get the bonus, and so we'll make a slight modification to her leap series, or that's what is programmed. Such a challenging leap series right here. Switch side, straddle, straddle. That is so difficult and great to see a little bit of unique skills college beam can look a little similar. Side aerial, tuck full, slight hop back. A good recovery after what is probably a 2 or 3/10 deduction on her flight series. Adriana Pop next up for the Broncos. Freshman out of Easton, Pennsylvania. Former junior elite. So Huskies hoping to drop that 9-1 from Megan Rutan. Floor judges still just posted the score for Sammy Smith, 9.375. Adriana Pop, as I mentioned, a freshman last week at UCLA, went 9.45. For your gymnastics aficionados, obviously shares her name with a quite famous Romanian choreographer. Solid double tuck. She's the other Bronco under 5 feet at 4'10" with Sammy Smith. Leg is a little shy on that switch ring and did not make that straddle full all the way around. Final pass, double pike, not final, middle pass perhaps. Front layout, oh gosh, doesn't get her feet rotated underneath her enough. So falls on that last pass, but definitely a lot of potential for the freshman. Hannah Van Kolk next in her Alaska Airlines Arena debut. Sophomore from Carlsbad, California. Competed for Coastal Gymnastics Academy. As I mentioned off the top, had a stress fracture in her back that she dealt with her entire freshman season. Here's her flight series. Pitch front, right to a back handspring. Has really beautiful extension, long lines. Very nice leaps. Does beautiful front aerial to scale. I'm not 100% sure if that's called the Liukin or not, but known Nastia Liukin, 2008 Olympic champion competed that. And a beautiful gainer full stuck dismount. Great job for the sophomore in that pressure-packed situation. Gorgeous routine. Hop goes 8.975. Fellow freshman Erin Elkabachi in her first routine of the night. Freshman out of Murrieta, California, competed for Skega. Oh, stumbles out of bounds a little bit on that 2.5. From the same club as Kristen Hoffa. Nice job getting those leaps all the way around. Erin was 8th all around at the 2017 Junior Nationals. Went 9.775 on floor last week at UCLA. Really pretty double pike. Final pass, oh gosh. So she was over-rotated while Pop was under-rotated on that same last pass. Again, this is just their second meet of the season. Those are skills that we know they can perform well. Just gotta get that time on the floor for these two freshmen. For the Huskies on beam, this is Madison Kopiak. Had some issues at Michigan, went just 9.4. Some wobbles here and there, but has been a stalwart for the Huskies on beam. Beautiful series. Vanden Kolk went 9.775. Huskies looking to crack that 9.8 mark. Woo. Bit of a chest drop there on her switch half. She's supposed to do a beat jump out of that switch half for an extra 10th of bonus. So may start out of a 9.9 here. Oh, so she added that cat leap in to get that extra 10th of bonus before her side aerial here. So she tries it again. Not sure they're gonna give that connection, but a beautiful stuck dismount. Sort of dropped her foot in between that cat leap and the side aerial, so we'll see what those judges do for her start value. Izzy Amato next for the Broncos. Has a fun mix here of Queen. There's some David Bowie. '20 team captain. Nice start, double tuck. Went 9.725 last week at UCLA. Isabel is a health studies major. She competed for Team Panama at the 2016 Rio Olympics. 1.5 front layout, nicely done. Final pass, double pike. Chest down a little bit, but nicely controlled. Great job for Amato, the senior, to pick back up that floor lineup. So Kopiep goes 9-7-2-5. Looking for Roberson to close out this beam lineup that has been a little shaky for the Huskies. This is her, statistically, her best event. She's won 7 titles on the beam. Got a preposterous 9.65 at Michigan last week without a single wobble. Has just 2 really hard series down the beam. So that was her leap series, gets 3/10 of bonus there. And then we'll get 3 more tenths for her flight series here, just 2 consecutive layout step outs. Beautifully done. She'll dismount cartwheel gainer full. Beautifully done and hangs on for the stick. Nice job for senior Ebony Roberson, hoping to break that 9.8 mark for the Huskies on beam in what has been a tough rotation for them. Final performer for Boise State, Tatum Bruden next. Amato went 9.775, their highest score so far. Beautiful double pike. Tatum also anchored vault. Went 9.8 at UCLA. It's her 1.5 front layout. Nicely done. Final pass, double tuck, very nicely done. Bruden in the anchor spot for a reason. Great routine for the junior out of Peoria, Arizona to wrap up the 3rd rotation for the Broncos. Huskies will move over to floor. Boise will move back to beam. So Huskies finish with a 48.8 on beam, led by Ebony Roberson's 9.85. Brenna Brooks and Hannah Vandenkolk go 9.775. Madison Kopiak 9.725. Maya Washington 9.675, and they dropped that 9.1 from Megan Rutan. For Boise on floor, still waiting for Tatum's score to come up. But Isabel Amato 9.775. Looks like they're turning it now. Bruden also 9.775. And then Maddie Nielsen went 9.625. Sammy Smith 9.375. And 2 scores in the 8s, unfortunately, for Adriana Pop and Erin Elkabachi. So freshmen and this young Boise team, again, I mentioned off the top, they had quite a senior class to replace, and then replacing Courtney McGregor. Really great opportunities for some young gymnasts in their lineup to get experience. Boise, super tough schedule to start out the year at UCLA and then at UW. They will stay on the road next week, next Sunday, to go at San Jose State, and then they're home against BYU on Friday the 31st in the opening meet of their Mountain Rim Gymnastics Conference season. Huskies stay home and open their Pac-12 slate next week, next Sunday against Cal at 2 o'clock. That'll be on the Pac-12 network. You can catch me and Rich Burke live on the Pac-12 network next Sunday. Floor was solid, but not spectacular for the Huskies last week. They went 48.825, ranked 28th. Boise on beam last week at UCLA went 49.15. That was good for 7th in the country. Some really solid beam performances. They will be led off by Gabby Bauza, followed by the 2 freshmen, Adriana Pop and Erin Elkabachi, then Hope Maciato, Izzy Amato, and Emily Muhlenhaupt. The Huskies on floor will be led off by Brenna Brooks, who has an exciting new first pass. She does a handspring double front. Then followed by Megan Rutan, Amara Cunningham, Maya Washington, Evany Roberson, and Kristen Hoffa. I think you guys can see on the screen the big screen featuring a incredible Husky alumni, gymnast Joyce Tannick Schroeder. That name may ring a bell for a few of you gymnastics nerds. She won all 4 events and the all-around at U.S. Nationals in 1968. When Dominique Dawes did that again in, oh man, what year was that? 93? It was obviously a huge deal, huge accomplishment, but Joyce was the first one to have done that. She is from my hometown, Spokane, Washington, so good to have Joyce in the house tonight, along with a fun crowd. It's a weird night for meet, right? Monday night, although I assume many of these young ones in the crowd had the day off for Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Huskies always have a spirited crowd. Lots of little ones running around barefoot, Leos, face painting, sort of a fun party. So Gabby Bauza up first for the Broncos over on beam. She was first team all-conference on beam last season, the Mountain Rim Gymnastics Conference. Went 9.65 at UCLA. Has a 9.9 career high on the event. Oh, saves that flight series. Great extension and form on that. Nice front pitch. Tries to dance right out of it. Cover up that wobble. Nice leap extension. Pretty front aerial. And just like that, we'll hop off, gainer pike. Just a bit of a hop there, but a solid lead off for Maddie Nielsen, or excuse me, Gabrielle Bauza. And leading off for the Huskies on floor, Brenna Brooks. She did not compete this at Michigan last week, sprained her toe, so this is her floor debut and competitive debut for this first pass. Double front, just a slight under rotation, but an E first pass, so difficult. It's her 1.5, punch layout. Little Janet Jackson. Like everything else, 80s making a bit of a comeback for gymnastics floor routines this year. A little bit of a stumble there on her final pass. But a solid routine for Brenna Brooks. Bauza goes 9.725 to start. Adriana Pop. Up next, excels on this event, was second on beam at the 2019 Junior Nationals. Went 9.85 at Boise, or excuse me, at UCLA last week. Really difficult triple series there. Two Broncos do that same triple series. Izzy Amata will do that as well. Lacked a little bit of amplitude on that switch side. Tumbles into this dismount, super difficult. 2 back handsprings, 1.5. Great job for the freshman. She is going to be one to watch over on beam. Megan Rutan up next. Brenna Brooks started with 9.775. The in-house PA announcer is having a little bit of trouble. Two and a half to start, takes a crossover step. One half, front half to a double stag. Solid Turgete full there. Again, competed internationally for Team Canada. 5th on floor at the 2016 Pan American Games. Ends, double pike, just a little low on that landing. But a solid routine for Megan Rutan. Adriana Pop goes 9.775. Erin Alkabachi next. Super clean series. Went 9.75 in her career debut. Very nice connection. Beat jump to the aerial. Back leg a little shy on that switch leap. Is super clean and so confident. Very nice side aerial to 2 feet. Leaps lack just a little bit of extension to 180. But after a tough floor routine, this has been a phenomenal beam set for the freshman. And sticks the landing. Great job for Erin Alkabachi. Megan Rutan goes 9.775. Huskies looking for Amara Cunningham to get them up into the 9.8 mark. She's a big tumbler. Needs to rein in her power on the landings. Huge front through to a double tuck. Nice job controlling that. Trained to full in all summer, all preseason. Elise said it just wasn't quite ready to put it in. It was a 9.9 career high. Went 9.8 at Michigan last week. Was not slated to be in the lineup. But subbed in last minute for Brenna Brooks. Just 2 passes, clean double pike, a few little foot faults on the end, but a great routine from Amara Cunningham. Again, you want their feet to be glued to the mat or the floor when they land. Hope Maciato next. super difficult there. Leg up full turn right off the low beam, excuse me, from low. Slight bobble on the series. She went 9.8 at UCLA last week. Leg a little bit low on that switch half. Her aerial full. Nicely done. Elkabachi went 9.85 on beam. And a new career high, 9.925 for Amara Cunningham. Great day for her. Also went a new career high, 9.875 on vault. Sets up senior Maya Washington well. She was 4th at Pac-12s in 2019. Won the conference title, tied with a whole bunch of people back in 2017, I think. Big double tack. Her problem is reining in all that power, so that hop and step back will be at least a 10th. But such a fun performer. Solid front pass. Ends with the double pike. Nicely done. That is the kind of landing we're looking for. Difficult to end with her leap series, but does it well in a great routine from Maya Washington. I always feel like they are going to just run into each other hard when they're celebrating those floor routines. And right over to beam is Yamato. Like I mentioned, Erin Elkabachi went 9.85. Hope Massiato went 9.825. This is Amato's best routine in this difficult triple series. Nicely done. A little bit of legs, but so challenging to do that triple series. Woo! Just pulls that leap series around. She went 9.875 at UCLA, currently ranked 25th. Has a career beam title under her belt. Her dismount, nice beam set from the senior captain. Maya Washington went 9.925 as well. Judges getting a little fast and loose with these scores, which, hey, it happens everywhere else. It does not happen often up here in Seattle. Ebony Roberson competing in the all-around, the only gymnast on the floor tonight competing all-around. So by Default will win her 6th all-around title. Difficult E combination first pass. Front double, punch front. Great air awareness. Lands that front so easily. Went 9.85 at Michigan. Ebony's second team all-conference in the all-around last season with a 39, has a 39.5 career high in the all-around. Beautiful front Rudy punch layout. Great routine from Ebony Roberson. Huskies excited about their floor set so far. And the anchor on beam, Emily Mullenhop. Excuse me if I've been mispronouncing that. Went 9.875 at UCLA, ranked 25th. Just her second career beam routine. Very nice series. Like, woo! We'll see a lot of gymnasts going for that switch half. Really, really difficult move that shouldn't all be getting credit for it. There's a sheep jump there. Again, that 1/10 extra difficulty on any event, it's the hardest to find on beam. Oh, and she's off on that side aerial. Unfortunate fall, but the Broncos had hit a totally clean set. Wow, beautiful dismount. Some people turn that right off the beam. She got a lot of height on that dismount. Obviously, beautiful potential, gorgeous beam worker. Tough to see the fall. Broncos, fortunately, had already broken 49 on beam, so they'll be able to drop that score. Huskies on a roll with another 9.925 for Ebony Roberson. And now the senior Kristen Hoffa has a huge full-in mount here. Beautifully done. So much height. Hardly has to grab her knees to rotate that. Kristen has worked through, essentially has a fractured wrist, has for the last 3 years. So hardly vaults, hardly tumbles. It's just so naturally talented. So great when she was granted her this year of eligibility. She's using it to get her master's in intercollegiate athletic leadership. She's always had some sort of basketball shot in her routine. We'll close this difficult routine off with the double tuck. Just a little bit low. Chest down, takes a step forward. But otherwise, solid routine in what was a fantastic floor set for the Huskies. prior to her score coming in, they were at the 49.325 mark. So Huskies breaking that 49 mark on bars and Will on floor as well. A good home opener for them in just their second meet of the 2020 season. Broncos as well, just their second meet. Had some struggles, but I mean the lineup, the challenges that they have faced with graduation and with the loss of Courtney McGregor, really impressive for them to go on the road second week in a row and put up some of the rotations that they did, like really solid beam set. They have so much potential. Those young freshmen out there getting experience. Huskies will break the 196 mark, still waiting for Hoffa's score to come in. And as I mentioned, as the only all-arounder, Evany Roberson will win tonight. She'll go 39.375 for her 6th career all-around title. Run through the other event titles real quick. Mara Cunningham will win the vault tonight. 9.875 for that beautiful Yurchenko full. Great stick. Emily Mullenhop from Boise will win the bars with that 9.925, her absolutely flawless routine. Izzy Amato from Boise will win beam with that 9.875, her difficult triple series. And we're still waiting for the floor. Oh, it looks like Kristen Hoffa goes 9.875. So we have a three-way tie for the floor title between Evany Roberson, Maya Washington, and Amara Cunningham. So that will wrap things up from Alaska Airlines Arena. Huskies will end up with a 196.275. Boise with a 193.975. So Broncos on the road one more week next week at San Jose State. And the Huskies at home once more, Alaska Airlines Arena, next Sunday against Pac-12 rival Cal. That meet is at 2 p.m. It'll be broadcast on the Pac-12 network. I'll be there as well. So we hope you can either be here in person to cheer on the Gym Dogs or catch that meet on the Pac-12 network. Thank you guys for tuning in. Look forward to seeing you next time. just a little bit low. Chest down, takes a step forward. But otherwise, solid routine in what was a fantastic floor set for the Huskies. Prior to her score coming in, they were at the 49.325 mark. So Huskies breaking that 49 mark on bars and Will on floor as well. A good home opener for them in just their second meet of the 2020 season. Broncos as well, just their second meet. Had some struggles, but I mean the lineup, the challenges that they have faced with graduation and with the loss of Courtney McGregor, really impressive for them to go on the road second week in a row and put up some of the rotations that they did, like really solid beam set. They have so much potential. Those young freshmen out there getting experience. Huskies will break the 196 mark, still waiting for Hoffa's score to come in. And as I mentioned, as the only all-arounder, Evany Roberson will win tonight. She'll go 39.375 for her 6th career all-around title. Run through the other event titles real quick. Mara Cunningham will win the vault tonight. 9.875 for that beautiful Yurchenko full. Great stick. Emily Mullenhop from Boise will win the bars with that 9.925, her absolutely flawless routine. Izzy Amato from Boise will win beam with that 9.875, her difficult triple series. And we're still waiting for the floor. Oh, it looks like Kristen Hoffa goes 9.875. So we have a three-way tie for the floor title between Evany Roberson, Maya Washington, and Amara Cunningham. So that will wrap things up from Alaska Airlines Arena. Huskies will end up with a 196.275. Boise with a 193.975. So Broncos on the road one more week next week at San Jose State. And the Huskies at home once more, Alaska Airlines Arena, next Sunday against Pac-12 rival Cal. That meet is at 2 p.m. It'll be broadcast on the Pac-12 network. I'll be there as well. So we hope you can either be here in person to cheer on the Gym Dogs or catch that meet on the Pac-12 network. Thank you guys for tuning in. Look forward to seeing you next time.